Welcome to the Backpacking and Blisters podcast. With me today is co-host Ben McAuliffe.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good, man. All right, we got an ultralight episode. And what's your definition of ultralight? Give it to us.
Anyone that can carry less weight than me. So pretty much everyone.
Okay, so you're saying you're not ultralight.
Oh, I think if anyone's listened to the podcast with me on it, I'm definitely not an ultralighter. But I got advice for people that are ultralighters. So I think it'll be a fun episode for me to weigh in, get it, pun intended, and have some fun.
You sound like you're an authority on the subject. Just backing up. Your definition of ultralight is anybody who carries less weight than you is an ultralighter.
Yeah, wouldn't you say that? I mean, I set the bar pretty high, I think. Or is it low? Maybe I set the bar pretty low.
I think you set the bar low because you carried 50 pounds on our last backpacking trip. So you're saying somebody who's carrying 49 pounds is like an ultralighter.
In my eyes, they would be. I would want to know what they're carrying. Maybe they're carrying half the pack of wipes that you always make fun of me, and that's what got them under the weight. And so they're an ultralighter now.
Probably.
Because they shaved some weight.
I don't know if you've established your authority on the subject, but we're going to go ahead anyway. And we each have 4 ultralight trips. We each have 4 ultralight tips that you've never heard. Okay, so, and then we got a couple crazy stories. I've got one I'll share in a moment. Not the story, but we're going to share it later in the tidbit section. But what was the story you wanted to share? Something about, what was it about?
Well, I might have had an alien invasion in my house in Northern California. So, yeah, you be the judge.
That sounds real.
You be the judge.
That sounds real. Okay. That could be anything. That could be like there were a bunch of alien ants that made their way in to eat our crumbs.
Oh no,
it
was middle of the night, 3:30 in the morning. So I'll leave it at that, and we'll discuss.
All right. If you've been listening to our show for a long time, you've been tracking with us. Even just like 6 months ago, we had search and rescue on our show. You know the story that I am associated with multiple search and rescue phone calls or near phone calls. And so, unbeknownst to me, on a recent trip that I went on, we had another search and rescue phone call for our trip. I didn't know about it until after the trip was over, but yeah, somebody called search and rescue on a trip, so I'm going to share that story as well. That's what we got.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm excited. Did you push the button? Somebody pushed the button?
We're good at the red buttons.
Okay. Wow.
I'm not telling you. We're going to tell you at the end tidbits. All right. So this episode is brought to you by Lighten Equipment, maker of the best ultralight quilts and jackets on the market. This is an ultralight episode, so if you're looking to lighten your load, check out enlightenequipment.com. That's a great place to start. That, and then, of course, what we're about to say. So before we jump in, though, you got a Bible verse for the episode?
I do. It comes from James 1:2. Count it all joy, my brothers, when you meet trials of various kinds. So, Carl, my question to you is, how many trials have you attended?
Is that a pun on the word trials there? Because that's not what it's talking about in the Bible verse.
Oh, it's not?
Stop it. I don't think I've been to a trial, but I will say I've watched a lot of courtroom dramas. Does that count?
Depends on which ones you've watched. Is it just Judge Judy, or is it like the actual show, like Law and Order? Judge Judy.
Like a lot of Matlock reruns and Perry Mason, like the originals, like the black and whites.
Oh,
so
okay.
Are those good?
Yeah.
Not really. No, I haven't been any. Have you been involved in a trial?
I have not. I was trying to think of that, and my friend did. He went back in 6th grade many years ago. They took him to a courthouse to attend a trial, and he said it was not fun.
Okay.
So it's not like the movies where it's like action-packed and that.
Yeah, in the movies it's very dramatic, or on the TV shows, and then when you like look at actual footage from the trial, the lawyers are kind of boring.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, you're putting me to sleep.
They don't do like, objection, Your Honor, and then they argue for a while. A lot of them are just like, they let them talk, then they talk, and then they ask questions. Yeah.
Right. And there's no dramatic like background soundtrack music either. So you know when to react a certain way, right?
Do you think they should add that? Or do you think that would make the jury more biased? I think it'd be cool if you could add that. Like, there's like
I think they should. I think that each side should be able to like provide their own soundtrack music. And then if I was a lawyer, honestly, if it looked like the jury was losing interest, I would just randomly ask the witness, "Did you order the code red?" just to like kind of spice up. They're like, that doesn't relate. Objection, irrelevant. I'd be like, that's fine. I just was trying to wake up the jury.
Yeah. I think you need like an organist like they do at baseball games. Totally. You know, like da da charge. You know, and just keep it entertaining.
Okay. This is
got some guy handing out popcorn to the juries.
I like your ideas here, but how in the world does this relate to our topic for today? What is this? What are you talking about? This Bible verse?
Oh, it was just I was talking about the joy that we have in trials. Like for me, the trial is trying to get my pack weight under 50 pounds. So that's the various kinds of
trial.
trials.
You're intentionally throwing junk in your pack to make it heavy because you don't care. That's not.
No, I do care. I have junk in my pack because I know you carry less and you're going to borrow from me, and I feel like I let you down if you're like,
that's what it is.
Hey Ben, can I get a water bottle from you because I didn't bring one at all? And I'm like, yeah, I got 4 here. Take one. So I don't want to let you down.
I did not borrow that. All right, I will say this. Getting back to the whole ultralight theme here, if you just say the word ultralight, whether it's like lightweight or not, you get people's attention, especially in the backpacking community. I feel like all of our podcast titles from now on should have the word ultralight in there, whether it's like relevant to the subject or not. Like it could be like ultralight guest from Alone talks about his 10 axes he brought on the show or whatever.
Right. Or just not, or we aren't talking ultralight. And then maybe people are like, oh, I bet they are, you know?
There's a title. This show is not about ultralight gear, ... or is it? And then they got to listen to find out, and then it's not. It's like not about it at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we each have 4 ideas about how to go ultralight. And full disclosure, I did share these ideas on a YouTube video recently, like just kind of quick hits. I didn't really fully explain them or the ideas behind them, but we've been releasing these kind of, awesome weekly videos. They're going to keep on coming out. And so I'll link this one in the show description if you want to kind of see how this plays out, see what this actually looks like.
Yeah. I like how you're like, I already got them, but Ben, I'm going to make you do some homework. So, you know, when we were doing our show prep and I'm at my Starbucks with my pink drink and I'm like, hey Carl, give me a hint of what yours are so I can kind of match. You're like, you already know them all if you watch the videos. And I'm like, oh, correct. So you don't even have to show prep. I got you. All right. So mine are brand new.
It was your idea to do this episode based on the video, so I don't feel bad at all. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay.
That's funny.
All right. You want to go first or me go first?
I can go first because everyone's already heard yours. So
they haven't all heard mine. Not everybody watched that video. I would say a very small percentage of people listening right now.
Okay.
Maybe like 1%. 1% actually saw the video. So
are you going to have the video linked? Are you going to have the video linked so people know where to find the video?
I literally just said that. So yes. Thank you for paying attention.
Oh, everyone knows I don't pay attention. All right. Mine is stop carrying duplicate items. A lot of, and this is me included because I brought like 4 pairs of socks and all that. So really to get down, sometimes we forget it, but duplicate items can be bad. I was thinking about this, Carl, is even a sleeping bag. So like if I'm hiking with you, do we need 2 tents? If like I have my 2-person tent, you got your 2-person tent, we don't need 2 tents. Like that will shave weight off. And then I was Googling like double sleeping bags, and it's actually lighter to bring a double sleeping bag than it is to bring 2 sleeping bags. So if we share, we're fine. And if you're worried about weight, I can put my feet out the tent. If your tent's too small, we can just leave the tent out. And then for the really gung-ho ultralighters, I'm saying just ditch the sleeping bag in the tent altogether because cowboys have done it for many years before tents were even invented. So that's my advice.
Didn't cowboys use blankets though?
I don't know. On the movies, sometimes they had the blankets, sometimes they didn't. So if we're going off my knowledge of movies,
like if they're in Texas where it's 90 degrees at night, they're probably not using the blanket.
No. Well, the only way I see them using the blanket is more underneath for like ground cover.
Okay. I think what your idea is, as a group or as a partnership, don't bring duplicate items even among your group is what you're saying.
Right. I mean, does everyone need 4 stoves? Do you need more than that? I don't think so. Like 1 stove, you got to be patient.
I've seen a husband and wife where they each have their own stove and they're on the same trip. Okay, so you're saying you want to share a sleeping bag and share a tent. And then if you want to go even lighter, you want to ditch the sleeping bag altogether.
Yeah, or if like say I bought the sleeping bag and it's not working out for me and you because you're like a heavy sweater, I might just kick you outside and you're losing the whole sleeping bag privileges.
Okay, privileges. Yeah. This is where I think you'd want to bring like a double wide I don't even know if the lighten equipment has those double wide quilts, but you could just have like a double wide quilt. And it's like similar to just sharing like a bed in a hotel room, right?
Yeah, very similar. It sounds a little weird because you're underneath the stars and stuff, but just ignore all that.
If you sleep on your side, you could probably get away if you go like back to back with just one sleeping pad too.
Oh yeah, I thought you were gonna go different. If you go on your side, you could probably fit one more person in the double sleeping bag too.
Maybe that's really funny. Yeah, I will say that I have fit 3 dudes in a tight 2-person tent where I was sleeping in the vestibule, so it can be done. So I'm gonna say legit on this one. There you go, legit.
Okay, sweet.
All right, my first one is
all right. What's yours?
Yeah, do you really need to bring your headlamp? Like, really? Because most people have their phones at this point. When are you using your headlamp? Most people are going to bed and they are, a lot of folks are even bringing like an extra flashlight. And so they don't really need their, like, I don't know, they have like 3 light sources. Ditch the headlamp. They're kind of expensive anyway. And the only time I could see people really using them is they get up in the, that 5 a.m. like, I got to go to the bathroom.
Right.
You got your phone for that. You're not burning a lot of battery on your phone. And people are bringing extra batteries in their phone anyway. Do you really need a headlamp? That's my question.
Ooh, I do. I didn't bring my cell phone on the trip. And I feel weird without my headlamp. I get what you're saying because it does shave weight. Yeah, it really, for me, I don't know, having it on my head at night, I like it, especially the bathroom. Because it's hard. It's awkward to like do a number 2 in the woods while you're holding a cell phone, like trying to shine a light and all that. Like, yeah, I almost need one more hand. And
you don't need to watch yourself go to the bathroom, Ben. You just need to find a spot.
No, I want to see what's around me. Like if I don't have my flashlight, am I all of a sudden like I turn on the flashlight and there's you like right next to me? Need a hand? And I'm like, nope, good. Yeah,
it's not me.
So,
that's Derek.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So you said you just like having it on your head. I don't know what joy that's bringing, but if you like it, then great for you. But I just think that people, I don't know. Initially, people were like, okay, I'm going to bring my headlamp in case I have to hike at night. And then people quickly realized, when are we ever hiking at night? There's certainly like hardcore people that do that. Again, not the majority out there. And then some people are like, well, I just want to have it, around camp. But especially if you're going like peak summer where it's light out late, you don't even really need it around camp because you're typically like in your tent by the time it's getting dark. So I'm going to say you're wrong on this one, and that not bringing a headlamp is correct.
Okay. I mean, it's hard to argue because of my pack weight. But one day my pack weight will be lesser than yours, and then we can argue this. But if I'm wearing it on my head while I hike, is it really in my pack?
Is it? Oh, that's a whole other issue. We're going to hold off on that. Like, does pack weight count for things you're carrying in your pockets or things you're holstering on your belt? Well, we're going to circle back. That's a different conversation because that's controversial, Ben, and we don't want controversy right now. Yes, we do.
Not yet. How about now? All right.
Okay, number 2, what you got?
So my next one is everybody that when you're supposed to carry a bear canister, we get rid of that. How much do those weigh, Carl, when you need to carry a bear canister?
I got one of the old school ones right here. These ones are like 3.5, 4 pounds. Some of the other ones are like in the 2 to 3 pound range. Yeah, they're not ultralight.
Yeah, you know what's ultralight and what would work? An Nalgene bottle. So you can just put your food into the Nalgene bottles. You can at least carry 2, and they're 6 ounces maybe. So now you're shaving a whole bunch. Yeah. So you're shaving weight right there, and then you just got to put your food in the Nalgene canister. So we won't even call it a bottle anymore. We'll call it an Nalgene canister. What do you think?
I think if you're trying to go ultralight, then you got to shave weight in lots of areas. And I think food is one of the areas. And so if you can fit your food into this container versus the big bear canister, I think that you're onto something here, Ben, because I think that you're just shaving, you're literally shaving pounds off your pack. And I don't think bears can get through the Nalgene. I think that they actually are bear proof.
I think they are too. I mean, they're the same concept, so I don't know what the difference would be. I think they're probably actually withstand it because they say if a bear pushes on a bear canister like hard enough, doesn't it open or break? Nalgene's, I mean, they've been like thrown off and everything. They're much tougher. So yeah, that's my advice.
Thrown off what?
Cliffs, everything, airplanes. I don't know. We got to figure this out.
Airplanes. Yeah. So I actually really like that one, and so I'm gonna see if I can fit all my food in there. I think you have to have some pretty compressible food. You have to have some calorically dense food, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. And yeah, I'm gonna give you a thumbs up on that one. Nice.
Awesome. 2 for 2.
Right.
Look at this. You're in a good mood today.
Just because I'm agreeing with you. All right. Next up, we've got, okay, I guess we can talk about the food right now. So, ultralight food. I actually did a separate video on ultralight food. And like I mentioned, so if you're looking for something that you can bring basically less food to do the same job, it has to be calorically dense. Okay, so what are the most calorically dense foods? So, starting like in reverse order, you could bring like summer sausage, which is like obviously a mixture of meat and fat.
Yeah.
All right, so you could just like peel a summer sausage. Just start chowing down on it.
Oh my gosh. I love summer sausage.
It's good.
Love it.
So that's all you can do. Just bring enough summer sausage, bring enough calories, shove it in your Nalgene, you're good to go. I bet if you could cut up the summer sausage and like shove it down in your Nalgene bottle, I think that's enough for like a 3 to 4 day trip. What do you think?
Oh, you could probably fit 2 or 3. Like you could probably fit 6 pounds of summer sausage in the Nalgene if you cut it up, or even dice it. Like
Correct. Okay, so that's okay.
And you can put some cheese in there just for fun.
No, now you're wrong because now you're getting less calorically dense.
Oh.
You're trying to go increasingly calorically dense. The next one is chocolate. Chocolate is very calorically dense. You could literally just like load this thing up with M&Ms and then just like drink the M&Ms as you go. Okay? The number one most calorically dense food is pure fat in the way of oil. You load this thing up with oil. You can hydrate and consume calories at the same time. It's the most efficient way to backpack. And then, of course, you don't need your stove. You don't need your pot. You don't need your fuel. So you're shaving food weight. You're shaving bear canister weight. You're shaving water weight. You're shaving gear weight, essentially, right? What do you think about that?
Wow, I think you're onto it. I know ultralighters like to have 2 uses for both things. So if you can gain weight or keep weight on with the oil and stay hydrated, I think that would work. What oil would you like? Is it grapeseed oil, olive oil, Crisco? What would be your choice of oil?
Yeah, I think you got to mix it up depending on the trip, right? So like, probably wouldn't bring Crisco, maybe, and I wouldn't bring coconut oil since that's not. It's like solidified. I'm gonna go with like avocado oil.
Okay.
What do you think?
Because if you have other foods, if you're bringing your M&Ms or peanuts mixed in there by accident, you could drizzle some of that avocado on there. I would go with more sunflower oil.
And bonus, if you're bringing M&Ms, that like red 5 and yellow 40.
Oh yeah,
it's like electrolytes, folks. Electrolytes right there.
Yeah, I would go probably more the sunflower. So then it feels like I'm like healthier maybe with the sunflower taste in my mouth.
Okay.
Yeah. And fun fact, coconut oil does liquefy, by the way. Just fun fact there.
It does, but not at room temperature.
No, but if you put it like close, if you put it in your Nalgene bottle and you hold it close to you while you're hiking, it will melt and you can drink it.
Like under your armpit, you're saying? Like just kind of warm it as you go?
Just warm it up. Or you hike where it's hot,
Right. All right, what's your next one?
All right, sticking with the food. How many, like, what's your minimum planning that you usually do? Like 3 to 4 weeks, you usually have enough time, like 3 to 4 weeks up.
Like for the full trip, like you're talking about getting permits and stuff, like 6 to 8 months for sure.
Right. So you know what you're doing ahead of time. So what I think you do now is if you at least have 3 weeks to 4 weeks, you can plant a salad garden before your trip. And now instead of cutting the salad like you normally do, you dig up the roots. You can put them in you put a little dirt in your Nalgene.
Where are you planting the salad garden? Where, like in your garden?
Oh, in your Nalgene. Yeah. Well, you do it in your garden or at home. They don't take much. It's a little area. And then you get your Nalgene bottle or canister, fill that with a little dirt, throw your salad in there, and now you got a salad the whole trip. So you don't even need like anything else for food. You got salad.
So you think, so like in the heart of winter, I can plant a salad garden and it'll be ready to go is what you're saying. Yes,
Carl, people have done it. There are greenhouses available inside your house. If you put it on your windowsill by your kitchen sink, there's definitely places to do it next to your bed. I mean, yeah.
All right. Okay. And so you want to bring, so all that, what I just said about having this calorically dense food inside your Nalgene, you're just throwing that out and you're putting a mini vegetable garden inside the Nalgene.
Well, you could, if you have 2 Nalgene bottles, one for your liquids and then one for your salad if you want to eat a little healthier. Yeah, I know. Now you're
still lighter weight than a bear canister, but not as impressive. Not nearly as impressive.
I know. I'm losing you.
Sure. I'll say thumbs down on that one.
That's because I said you were nice on the last one. Now you got to prove me wrong.
Yeah, I'll be honest. No matter what you're gonna say, I was gonna give you a thumbs down just to even things out. So
I know, and you're not. And we know you shared a story about not eating a Snicker in front of somebody and it made you mad, or eating lettuce or something. So I know you don't. You're not a salad guy, so it's okay.
I don't even know what you're talking about right now, but sure. Not eating a Snickers in front of somebody. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, my next one, you mentioned about not doubling up or bringing like multiples of things. And so I'm going to go to the next level. So people tend to overbring socks. Maybe they had an experience where they had a lot of blisters. Maybe they had an experience where they got their socks wet, their feet cold, whatever. They bring too many pairs of socks. The extreme version of this is ask yourself, how many socks do you really need? Do you even need a pair of socks?
Oh, right.
I think you can get away with simply just one sock. Because if you're hiking along and maybe your foot's getting some hot spots, maybe the formation of blisters, all you got to do is stop, take a quick break, switch feet. Now you're hiking along, the other foot starts getting hot spots, switch again. And just kind of switch back and forth, and then you don't have the extra pair of socks. You don't even have that extra sock. You have a single sock. If you want to go next level, go no socks, especially if you toughened up your feet like in training. And if you want to go to the third, like the top level, no shoes.
Oh,
People are wearing these zero shoes, which are basically like, I don't know, they're trying to pretend like they're not really shoes, even though they're called shoes. Just like truly go no shoes. Just go barefoot.
I can't go barefoot. I get worried about like goat heads and stuff, and cutting them up. But I agree with the no socks. So one thing is if in one of your Nalgene canisters you have coconut oil, you can actually put that on your feet, and that actually prevents blisters too. So another use of that. So I think we're onto something with that. We should make it like a backpacking and blister oil, specially formulated. Throw some actual electrolytes in there too.
Like blister oil / food, we'll call it.
There we go. I can't go. I don't know. I don't know if I could. Have you ever gone no socks? Do you get blisters when you do that, or do you just like try to tie your?
Just got to toughen your feet,
lighter?
man.
Okay.
You know what? You want to start small? Just go one sock.
One sock and alternate. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay. Yeah.
Sounds like you have a strong reaction to that one. That's okay. Next one. What you got?
All right. My last one. We talked about you prepare for trips months in advance. Well, another way to do it is doing more cardio, getting your heart rate going, getting it so you can get faster on the trail. Because if you walk faster, Carl, what happens? You get more miles, right? You get more miles, the trip's done quicker. You get done a day early, you don't need that gear for that last day.
So just go faster is what you're saying.
Yeah, walk faster is literally what I put. So it doesn't take much to just walk faster. If you walk a little longer each day, maybe you have the headlamp, but then day 4,
don't bring the headlamp.
But listen, because if you bring the headlamp because you're walking into the dark because you don't want to lose that extra day of hiking, then you don't have all that food. So I think the food weighs more than the headlamp.
So you're only going to fill us up like 3/4 of the way then.
Yeah. And then the other one probably maybe just like a little bit of salad, not even a full leaf. Maybe I'll not put spinach in it. Yeah.
So I think really the tip is like hike faster / longer or both, because that way you're covering more miles and you're going to make a 4-day trip like done in 3 days. Right.
Case in point, Carl, is I read about a guy that got lost in the desert. He was supposed to be gone for 3 hours. He was gone for 4 days. He only packed enough stuff for 3 hours, and he survived.
Okay, so if he can do it, anybody can do it.
Right.
Okay, I did. So we have our famous backpacking trip we've done. It's not famous, but it's famous to us. Like in Yosemite, a Red Peak Pass loop. It's like a 50-mile loop. We did that was like, I don't know, when we were in real good shape. We did it in 3 days. Then like 10 years later, we did it in 4 days. And then last year, Rocky and I did it in just 1 day. And you're totally right. The pack that we used for the 1-day trip was significantly lighter than for the 4-day trip. I think our packs were like 8 to 10 pounds. That's ultralight, folks. Yeah.
For one day?
For 1 day. Yeah.
Did you even need a pack for 1 day? I mean, honestly. Like
probably not.
You just carry this. Yeah, you just carry the summer sausage.
Oh, he brought the summer sausage on that one.
I believe he did.
More on that later. Okay, so I got one more. And so so here's the situation. So if you're using this for food, or if you're using it for your vegetable garden, and you want to bring like a true water bottle, like we'll call this an ultralight luxury item, a water bottle. typically people started with this. This is 6.4 ounces empty, the Nalgene bottle. Then they went to the Smart Water bottle, which I want to say like empty. It's about an ounce or a little bit under an ounce. And so I think you can do better. I think you can go with Ziploc bagged water right here.
Ooh.
The bag itself doesn't have a cap, so that's going to shave some weight right there. And it's just a fraction of an ounce, and it's kind of malleable, so you can kind of fit it wherever you want to in your pack. And yeah, so bagged water. What do you think?
I like it. It's definitely more versatile because you can put it different places. Like, some coats you wear has the inside the pocket, so if it's colder, you can put the water there, or if the water is colder, you can put it in there. Maybe it cools you down some. I want to know if you can put a straw in that though, like, so you don't have to take it all the way. You can kind of
I'm sure
you can figure that out. But
yeah, if anybody can figure it out, you can figure it out. Yeah, I'll tell you what, if you leave a comment either like on any of our YouTube videos or wherever, Instagram, I'll even send you some Backpacking Delicious bagged water. You're going to either get some awesome bagged water in this like snack size Ziploc, or you'll get a really wet box, which you can still squeeze and get some water out of. But here's another tip. The smaller the bag, the more ultralight it is. If you're using a gallon size bag versus the snack size bag, obviously snack size bag, better option.
I'd bring the gallon water because I'd want to share with everybody.
Anything else? You got any last thoughts?
I had a bonus one. Do you want to hear the bonus one?
I don't know. I'm a little nervous about it, but sure, go ahead.
All right. So we had a birthday recently, and they had a balloon, and in the balloon there was a teddy bear, and they filled it up. And I'm like, why can't we do that with backpacking items? Like, throw our backpacking items in there, fill it with helium, and just kind of hold it. Like, wouldn't that work?
Just shove the smaller backpacking items inside a balloon, inflate the balloon with helium, and then just carry them along that way.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. I think that's legit, man. If you can fit, I don't know how they fit a teddy bear instead of a balloon, but if you can fit your items into a balloon and then fill it up with helium, and the helium can last long enough for the trip, I think that is a good solution if you don't mind carrying the balloons.
Right. I think it would look cool.
Yeah. I just look cool. Nothing in this episode is about how it looks. It's all about being ultralight. All right. So we had 9 ultralight tips for you, and we got your attention with the word ultralight. We think that ultralighters take it far too extreme and are far too ridiculous. So if you didn't pick up that this was a satirical episode, well, folks, it's time to let you know this is just satire. We're not really suggesting all these ridiculous things. That being said, I bet some people are like, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah. I want to know which one's probably the most like believable. Like, that's what
Plausible?
I would like to know the comment. Yeah. Like, which one are people like, yeah, let's try that.
We'll take that, or better yet, if you have any suggestions for other ridiculous things, we'll probably mention them on a future episode because we like the comments. So, okay, so I've got ultralight culture trivia coming up right after this. The trail is calling your name. Are you ready? Are you really ready? Our good friend Rowan from Summit Strength can get you trail ready. Rowan uses rock-solid evidence to design a specialized training program just for you. There are plenty of cookie-cutter programs out there that will get you only halfway up the mountain. Make it to your adventure summit with Summit Strength. The link to your success is always in our episode description, but you can check out all the information you need at summitstrength.com.au/online. It's time to be strong and pain-free for your next adventure. All right, trivia is brought to you by Teton. If taking these extreme measures to go ultralight is not your cup of tea, check out more sustainable solutions with quality gear made by Teton. Head to tetongear.com for all of your outdoor needs. And Ben, we actually recently did ultralight trivia, I think. So we're doing ultralight culture trivia. Slightly different, but there's some similarities for sure.
If you think I'm going to do better because it's cultural, I don't know why you keep. If you want me to lose trivia, just keep throwing ultralight at me.
Okay, I do want you to lose trivia. I absolutely do.
Yeah,
we'll talk about punishments for that later.
All right,
but
perfect.
All right, we got number 1. In the ultralight culture, which piece of gear is most symbolic of being a true ultralight backpacker? A, toothbrush. B, frameless pack. C, down bag. Or D, suit of ultralight armor?
Is it the frameless backpack?
Is that your answer?
Yeah.
Incorrect. It's about people like to say, I'm so ultralight that I cut the handle off my toothbrush.
Oh, gotcha. I gotcha.
Symbolic.
I was, but if you're not ultralight, if you're truly ultralight, like I didn't even bring a toothbrush on this last trip, so technically I'm more ultralight than that person.
That's true, and you're also bad hygiene, and nobody wants to be around you as a result. So you've got that going for you.
Hey, I didn't have to worry about sharing my sleeping bag with anyone, so I'm
True.
good.
True. Okay.
All right.
Number 2. Which of the following items is the lightest weight? Here we go. A. Helinox Chair Zero. B. Bag of party-sized Doritos. C. iPad Mini. Or D. Anvil.
Anvil again. That's not my answer.
Yes.
We all know that weighs quite a bit heavier than everything else.
It does. It does.
Ooh, for me, I think the iPad Mini weighs. I think that's gonna weigh more than the other two. I think the chair and Doritos, because I think the Doritos bag's like, is it 5 or 6 ounces in the chair? I didn't weigh yours.
Party-sized Doritos.
Party size. Oh, okay. Let's try the chair. Is it the chair?
No, not even close. The chair weighs 1 pound.
Oh.
Like the Helinox Chair Zero.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's 1
Yeah.
pound or 1.1 pounds. Either way, it's wrong. The bag of party-sized
Okay.
Doritos weighs 14.5 ounces, so just slightly less than a pound. And the iPad Mini weighs 6.5 ounces, like overwhelmingly the lightest
Okay.
weight. And then, of course, the Anvil weighs
iPad,
anywhere
wow.
between 75 and 150 pounds, depending upon the size of the Anvil. So
Right. I forgot the party size for the Doritos. I was thinking.
it doesn't matter. You didn't
size
check
was
that one, so that one didn't get you.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
You lost
I know.
trivia.
Ultralight. Ultralight's stupid.
Oh my gosh. Number 3. There's always a person question. Who weighs the least? A, me. B, you. C, Derek. Or D, my wife holding an anvil.
I don't even know if I've seen your wife. Well, I'm going to say your wife holding an anvil if it's a 75-pound anvil. Like, I think we're both over 200 pounds, and so I don't know how much your wife weighs, but I don't think she wants this on the podcast. So
I asked her permission.
Okay, let's go with that. Let's go with that one. If it's a 75-pound anvil.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think.
Can she carry
if it was a 75-pound anvil. Incorrect. Over 3. Derek weighs the least out of everybody. I think he weighs like
that was my next choice.
around
Yeah.
150 by himself. So
Okay.
yeah.
Gotcha.
You weigh over 200 pounds. Is that right?
Yeah. Muscle,
Okay.
all muscle.
Probably. All right. I'm definitely on the heavier side, but I think I'm still sub 200 right now. I think I'm like 195-ish. So I'll have to see. But yeah, definitely need to drop some pounds before the next big adventure. But all right, this is your first 0 for 3 trivia. You strangely are getting worse at trivia. I'm not sure how that's possible.
I think it's because you asked these ridiculous questions. I want to know who got any of these.
Okay.
I do nicer trivia for you, but I think
iPad Mini, that was so obvious. I guess
So
I can see the
obvious.
toothbrush being kind of a curveball, but yeah, and you haven't met Derek or my wife in person, so that's fair, I guess.
Yeah. All right. I mean, it's okay. I'd just be like, who's nicer, Mr. T or Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Mr. T.
No, I think Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Incorrect. Okay. All right. Tell us your alien
my
story.
trivia.
3:30 in the morning. You're in your house. What's going on here?
Okay. Well, sound asleep. And I sleep in shorts. This might be too much info, but it's part of the
already is.
story. And we're in the second story of our house. We got a nice walkout deck that goes down into the back property. 3:30 in the morning. We've been in this house for 5 months now. Never had anything happen like this. So just so you know, sound asleep. All of a sudden, the whole room just lights up. Not just the room, but the whole back, like 20 acres of the property just lights up.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I am out of it because I
Okay.
was sleeping, and I stumble towards the door, and I'm like, aliens are here. Like, that is honestly the first thing I'm thinking of.
That's what you yell to your wife and your family in the house. You yelled.
I didn't yell it, but it was in my mind. I'm like,
Okay.
the aliens are here. It would have been
Right.
ridiculous if I would have yelled that to the wife. And so I start going outside because it's just these bright lights. Like, it's just one light, like a floodlight. And then I'm like, who turned the lights on? And like the lights are coming from like the sky. And to set the tone even more, we only have two neighbors behind us, and they're both far away. Like one's a good football field length away, the other one's even further. And so,
and none of them live in the sky, probably.
No. I mean, they're up a hill, but that's it. So now my wife's like, Ben, come back to bed. That's the neighbor. And I'm at this point almost out the door, just wearing my shorts, trying to greet these aliens.
Okay.
But no,
you didn't bring like a weapon or anything?
No, I thought they were going to be friendly. I was so out of it. I just, all I could think of was like, aliens are here, and trying to go greet them. Anyways, I quick jump in bed right as I hear the truck with the big light bar, because our neighbor decided to go to work at 3:30 in the morning. And that's what my wife thinks it is. I didn't see the truck, but we do live on a highway, and it could have been aliens that just morphed. So you be the judge of this, Carl.
Yeah. There's a solution. Just go ask your neighbor, like, hey, the other day, were you up at 3:30 in the morning?
Yeah, I haven't
driving by my house.
seen him. And he might have saw me just in my shorts. And so I'm a little like, he drove by our house once and didn't even make eye contact. So I think I'm going to let it pass a little bit, just in case, and let it kind of simmer a little bit. So yeah. Do you think I should carry? Okay, just really quick. Do you think I should carry like InReach with me, and so I can push the SOS button on that? Like, you're really good at.
They responded 2 hours, and from my research on aliens, the aliens actually are going to be able to suck you up into their spaceship way faster than 2 hours. So the only story I think of on it, like I think of the floodlights, I think of that movie like Fire in the Sky, where they like beam down, and that was like a single beam, and that wasn't like lighting up an entire region or area. So I'm going to say not aliens.
Yeah, I still am on the fence, because he's never done that. Like never. And I hear him go to work at like 4:00 in the morning, and there's no lights. So it was just bizarre.
So normally he goes to work at 4:00, but these lights this is out of the realm of possibility, because these were at 3:30 in the morning.
Right. And I mean, like when I say lit up, it lit up the yard, the room. Like, I don't know. It was
just
weird.
do a science experiment. Have him come by with this truck when it gets dark outside and be like, all right, which way do you go to work? Let's see if it replicates it.
Yeah. No, you have to go by our house. He has to go by our house to go to work, because we share the driveway. So we'll see.
Yeah. Just have him do it like while you're awake. You don't have to wait till 3:30 in the morning. So while you're awake, be like, hey, can you just take your truck real quick? I want to see if it was you or if it was aliens from a recent experience.
I'll try to get on tape. Yep. I'll try to record.
That's a comfortable conversation to have with a neighbor.
Are you an alien? Yeah.
Right.
All right.
As you know, Ben, I just recently got back from a backpacking trip to a place called the Trinity Alps. And would you say that things went pretty well? Like no problems?
Yeah. I don't think we had any problems. Now, did I miss? Yeah. Did I like sleep through you pushing the button and not know about it? Like
no. Okay. But you're wrong, because Search and Rescue was contacted.
Oh, that's right.
Unbeknownst to me. And so I'm like, I think I just attract the Search and Rescue calls. So what happened was, one of the guys on our trip named Doug, who gave me permission to share the story, he typically gets back from his backpacking trips on Sundays. And this trip was going Saturday through Monday. So he wrote it on the calendar, but his wife didn't check. She was anticipating he's just going to be back on Sunday, and then he uses his InReach or whatever his locator beacon to communicate with her on a daily basis, so she knows he's okay. So for something didn't go through one of the nights, or he forgot to contact her, probably because he was having so much fun playing backcountry Jeopardy or something. And so she's like, okay.
Well, he was dressed as an alien. That's
the other issue. Yeah, for sure.
That's what it was.
So he was preoccupied. So she's like, wait a second. It's now Sunday night. He hasn't communicated with me, and he's not back. Something is wrong. And so part of their family's connected with like search and rescue or whatever, or the kind of, I think one of their family members like works for, the 911 emergency services call. So she calls that person, they contact search and rescue, and they're like, okay, well, we're going to hold off. He might just be overdue. And anyway, but the whole thing, like they were truly contacted, and the wheels were in motion until I think it was either he contacted her the next day with the InReach, or she I think it was like a full 24 hours later, like she's in panic mode. She went and actually checked the calendar and realized he wasn't due back till Monday.
Right. She sent a message. He sent a message that Monday morning saying, "Hey, we're just getting off we're heading home now." And that's when she
I forget
realized,
which happened chronologically first. But this is a reminder for me to do a better job sending like my itinerary to my wife, because I sometimes do and sometimes don't. It just kind of slips my mind. And so as I'm making it, I make like a Google Doc. I just need to share that with her like out the gate. So this is a good reminder for that. But in the end, all is well, and the relationship is still solid, strong, intact, and filled with love. So there's a happy ending.
Good. Yeah. No, that's good. I didn't know any of that happened until he told us. And I was like, oh, can you imagine?
I know. Well after the trip. So
after. So it was good. Yeah. It was good that they didn't show up, and, I had to pull a fake ranger on them. So it was good.
Right. Correct. Yeah. What are you guys doing here? I got things under control.
If we would have just walked faster, we would have been off the trail sooner, and there would have been no panic. So there's always that.
we were going pretty fast. I don't know. Nobody took breaks. So anyway, All right, Ben, that's all I got. You got anything else?
Yeah. Just remember, it's not the adventure that makes the person. It's the person that makes the adventure.
That's super cheesy. God bless everybody. Have a great week.